everyone, and happy birthday. It's Stowe's 2nd anniversary, so I had to do a special event to celebrate the occasion. Now, we have, this is our last week before Stoke's back in its full edition. We'll have episode 110 next weekend, and I invite you to join us live, or it'll be out on Tuesday. So this weekend, we sat down and we had fun with all of the new stuff we get to play with for the 2nd year anniversary. The Q stuff, the new Odyssey class ship. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on the Odyssey class. What do you think? Big new ship in the game, and it's awfully pretty. And you remember, of course, the lineage. We covered it here on the show from the very announcement of the Design the Next Enterprise contest, through all of the controversy, all the way to the very end where you now see it in game. Stowe has watched the entire thing. And I think it's also probably worth mentioning that the gentleman who helped design the Enterprise, the Adam who created the design, is also now seeking donations to help with his 2 new twins. And I want to encourage some of you, if you're really big fans of the new design, to maybe check out starbaseugc.com. I'll try to put a link in the show notes so you can do that. So this episode is going to include highlights from the event. We're going to go down to Starfleet Academy and show you that. We had a great crowd follow us. Also, I took the Odyssey out for a real rundown, and, well, let's just say I blew up a few times, so you'll see that. And then after the show, or after those clips, I'm going to share a few thoughts and tell you about my plans for Stoked 110. So enjoy. Well, that was fun. I gotta be honest. I mean, I am Mr. PvPer here. If you guys have seen some of our last clips, I'm unbeatable, kinda. But it was really the turning radius on that ship that got to me. It is a bit slow, so I'm gonna blame it on that. Not the fact that I suck at PvP. Completely unrelated to my performance in those clips. So don't bear that in mind, or bear that in mind. Anyways, so send in your thoughts on the new Odyssey class. I have a prediction. I think we're going to see a +1 variant in the C-Store in the future, which will have Saucer Sep. And if you guys have played the Galaxy that's in the C-Store that has Saucer Sep, you know that once that saucer separates, you can maneuver around like an SOB. And I think that's going to amp the Odyssey up quite a bit. Oh, yeah. Chat room, Peregrine Falcon in the chat room says, I'm a legend in my own mind. That's true. That's true. All right. So let's talk about episode 110. It's going to be live over on jblive.tv Saturday at 11 a.m. We will be playing the new featured episode, which I am so excited about, right here on the live stream with you guys. You can come. You can tell me what you think about it. Watch me play it. I'll be recording that entire session and then using that recording for highlights for next week's episode. And I think starting with 110, at least for a little while, probably during the featured episodes, I'm going to keep the shows pretty focused, probably just one or two topics, really focus on the new fun stuff, get that out there, and then that might result in slightly shorter episodes. I'm not positive yet, but we're just kind of going to roll with it, kind of see what you guys think. So here we are at the end of the second anniversary show, and I got to say, I'm feeling pretty good. I ended the show on sort of a downer note on 109. And I still have my trepidations, but I would say that as far as what we can see now, at least out for the next 5 weeks, we know we've got some good stuff coming. And as much as we've always hammered the mission content is key, you got to have mission content, you really see it now. Even just with the near promise, with that light at the end of the tunnel, the community in STO is so much more vibrant. And the addition of STO free-to-play in Steam, at least today as we're recording this, has brought 7,100 concurrent players right now. There's 7,100 concurrent players just playing via Steam. That doesn't even count anybody else that's playing outside of Steam, which has got to be a large number. And you've noticed it. You've had to have noticed it. When we were in these different zones, they were packed. There is so much energy for this game when there's new things to do. And I think that means we're in for at least a minimum of some great 5 weeks. And hopefully we'll see things roll on from there. I'm going to play it by ear and keep you covered here on the show, so just keep tuning in. You can join us live on Saturdays. You can download in any format you want on Tuesdays, and we'll have a review of every single featured episode right here in the show. One other thing, kind of unrelated, but I got my hands on the new Star Trek Blu-ray. I've talked about this on some of the other shows, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys are really the show I need to talk about this on, because seeing the Enterprise D in Blu-ray was breathtaking. I literally am kind of embarrassed to say this, but I got goosebumps a few times. I mean, I was really... It's like nothing I expected. I highly recommend you pick up Star Trek The Next Generation on Blu-ray. It's only 3 episodes, unfortunately. Encounter at Farpoint, Sins of the Father, and everybody's favorite, The Inner Light. The funny thing about Encounter at Farpoint is the Blu-ray, in some degree, it kind of brings out some of the flaws with Encounter at Farpoint because the sound is so much better. You can really kind of hear the crew walking around on the stage on a few occasions. Other than that minor quibble, which is just, it's in the recording, there's nothing you can do about it. It was such a treat to watch those 3 episodes again. They look so good. They look so good. I'll put a link if you guys want to pick this up and support the show in the show notes from Amazon. I really recommend the Star Trek Blu-ray. I'm not really looking forward to buying all 7 seasons on Blu-ray. After getting my hands on this, though, it kind of seems like I have no choice. It was really awesome. It's just a great time to be a Star Trek fan right now. You've got new mission contents, and I got to tell you guys, if you have not seen Rachel Garrett's video, Rachel Garrett of the STO Demo Launcher fame, which is an amazing tool for those of you who use Demo Record, also a friend of the show, and he's been on here a few times, or at least a couple of times, put out the most epic 2-year trailer. I highly recommend you go check it out. I'll put a link in the show notes. Nothing will get you jazzed up for STO's 2nd-year anniversary like that did. I rolled it on the morning stream before we went live with the show, and people were loving it. I've watched it like a dozen times. You got to check that out. And so link in the show notes for that. That'll get you pumped up. And between that and the new ship that's awesome and the weekly episodes coming out starting next weekend, a good time. It's a good time, and I'm glad STOked going to be here to cover it with you guys. So be sure you tune in. I'd love to have you join us live. It's a great event, but if you can't, just thanks for downloading. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. Let me know what you're excited about. And I definitely want to hear your thoughts on the Odyssey class as well. So, all right, I'm double checking with the chat room, but I think that's everything I wanted to cover in this special event. It's a bit of a short one, but next week's going to be fun, and I can't wait to see you guys here. So I'll see you right back here next week.